May 13, 2026. Across India, lakhs of high school students and parents poured into the streets, waving documents and demanding answers from the examination board. This chart shows the nationwide Class 12 pass percentage. For years, the average held steady around 88%, but on May 13th, it fell to 85.2%, a 3.19% decline in a single testing cycle. The damage hit the top of the curve hardest. Students with stellar academic records opened their results to find their expected top scores replaced by failing grades. A drop this sharp across millions of test takers is not a normal statistical shift. Years of preparation evaporated in a day, suggesting a systemic breakdown in how the exams were actually graded. The clearest proof of this systemic breakdown is what happened to the country's elite math and science students. Thousands who successfully cracked the hyper-competitive JEE Main exam, one of the hardest engineering entrance tests in the world, simultaneously failed their core high school subjects. To enter IIT, you need a top JEE score and 75% on board exams. Now, brilliant aspirants are permanently locked out. Why? Evaluators ignored step-marking rules. If perfect logic led to a wrong final calculation, the board gave 0 marks. The grading in English was equally rigid. Students were penalized if their essays and short answers deviated by even a few words from the board's undisclosed answer key. The statistical result of this severe grading is stark. Out of millions of students tested nationwide, exactly 96 managed to score a perfect 100 in physics. The evaluation process stopped rewarding actual problem-solving or comprehension. It became a test of mechanical compliance to a hidden, flawed rubric. The rigid marking traces back to CBSE's new on-screen marking system, or OSM. 9.8 million physical answer sheets were scanned into a centralized digital network. On the other end sat 70,000 teachers, assigned to evaluate this mountain of documents entirely on monitors for the first time. Under the old manual system, an answer script passed through multiple hands for cross-verification, creating a safety net against miscalculations. The OSM system removed that safety net. It relied on a single evaluator per document, meaning whatever score that lone teacher entered became final instantly. By digitizing the workflow to speed up results, the board removed the only mechanism capable of correcting mistakes, locking human error into the final grades. Inside the grading centers, the software infrastructure immediately buckled. Evaluators reported working on slow servers and dealing with continuous system crashes that disrupted their grading. Even when the system worked, the scan quality was poor. Many of the student answer sheets appeared on screen as blurred, pixelated messes. Unable to decipher the handwriting, graders simply stamped an X and moved on. Graders couldn't afford to waste time trying to read blurry scans because of strict quotas. Every evaluator was mandated to process 25 digital papers every single day. Staring at glowing monitors for hours on end led to severe eye strain and mental fatigue. Teachers rushed through their daily targets, resulting in mechanized, uncharitable marking. The board compounded this environment by failing to normalize scores across different testing regions. Students who randomly received harder question sets faced the same rigid grading standards as those with easier tests. The OSM system transformed education into a digital assembly line. Accuracy and nuance were sacrificed to meet the demands of institutional speed. This failure of technology and oversight has led to a tense stalemate between millions of students and the examination board. Despite the data anomalies and the nationwide outcry, the board has released official statements defending the on-screen marking system as highly efficient. Protesting students are demanding a blanket reevaluation of the papers and a reduction in the fees required to request a second look. Instead, the board is directing all students into the standard verification process. If a student believes the digital grading failed them, they have to pay out of pocket to contest the score. The financial burden is falling on the victims. Students are being forced to pay exorbitant fees to correct a technological disaster they did not cause. The software rollout glitched a standardized test and cost thousands of students their hard-earned college placements. In the end, the board sacrificed a generation's future at the altar of institutional efficiency.